What's up? This is JuJuan Buford, Managing Partner of JSB Business Solutions Group, co-founder of Next Op Social and PPLSI Entrepreneur. And what I want to talk about today is a conversation I had recently with a couple business partners, and one of them asked me, how do I take my product or service to the marketplace, whether I'm at a coffee shop or if I'm just out and about at the grocery store or wherever the case may be, without being weird. Her primary concern was she did not want to come off salesy. She did not want to come off as a person that was trying to shove a product or service down somebody's throat. And what I want to talk about today are two very simple strategies that everyone can employ to not be weird. So here's the thing. What I want to communicate is that at the end of the day, people do business with folks whom they like, know, and trust. Right? We make our buying decisions emotionally. Our cerebrum controls everything. Our cerebellum basically helps us rationalize the decisions that we make. Now, why is this important? Because once again, as I said before, people do business with folks whom they like, know, and trust. And the easiest way to get someone to like, know, and trust them is, as opposed to trying to be interesting, be interested. And what you want to do is you want to form people. Form people, right? FORM, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. The bottom line is, when you're out and about, I don't wake up, nor do the majority of individuals whom I work with on a consistent basis who are enjoying success in any type of sales endeavor or in their businesses. People don't wake up, majority of them, don't wake up thinking, how can I make this sale, right? How can I make this next sale? How can I get my next PPL sale membership or client? How can I get my next coaching or consulting client? How can I get my next? No, that's not what I wake up thinking about. What I wake up thinking about is, how many acquaintances can I make today? How many friends can I make today? How many individuals can I develop a rapport with? How many people can I develop a rapport with, where at the end of the day, they like, know, and trust me? Because once again, if people like, know, and trust you, they'll do business with you. I don't care if you're marketing used toothpicks. They'll find a reason to justify the fact that they bought your used toothpicks. I'm being facetious, but you get the point, right? So, what I encourage her to do is to form people, right? And I gave her an example. I kind of did a role play with her, right? And I pretended, let's pretend that we were in a coffee shop together. You walk in the coffee shop, I'm at the coffee shop, I turn around, I look at you. Hi. Let's just start there. Hi. Hello. How are you? Right? And the person is relatively friendly. They're not, a AO or a dumb apple. More than likely, they're going to say hi back, right? I mean, it just is what it is. Just human interaction, human engagement. We're in this line together for coffee. We're in this line together. I don't know, I stood in a bank line in a while, but we're in this bank line together, whatever the case may be. I turn and say, hi, hello, how are you doing, right? If it's a social setting, whether it be, I don't know, at a barbecue or at a park somewhere, or once again at the coffee shop, I may ask, what brings you here today? What brings you in today, right? Just light, fluffy conversation. And I know for some of it may be difficult, because I used to have a difficult time with it too, once I understood the intent behind it. I'm just not a small talker. I've always been the one that kind of likes to have have conversations that have a lot of gravity or be more purposeful, but this is important. So, what brings you in today, right? And 9 times out of 10, the person may say, well, I'm here to get some work done, or I'm here to meet with a client, or I'm here because I'm working on a project. And I might turn around, I may say, that sounds pretty cool. Whatever the response is, right? It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like really fascinating, interesting work. Now, of course, be honest, if the work sounds like it sucks, find another thing to compliment them on. But, it sounds like interesting work. I might ask, are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner? Particularly if someone says, and of course, I work in the B2B space, so let me put that caveat into it. The majority of time, majority of people I deal with and our team deals with are working with business owners or people who are aspiring business owners or who are established and looking to level up and scale. So I may say, that sounds great. Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? Right? Based on what I'm hearing, it sounds like you may own your own business, right? Or you may be aspiring to own your own business. And of course, let's be real. What is every entrepreneur's, what is every business owner's favorite topic? Their favorite topic, no matter what. It's their own business. right? So if I turn around and say, hey, are you a business owner? Tell me more about, that sounds exciting. What's the nature of the work that you do? How did you get started in your business? Why did you get started? Get a person talking about their business. Number one, they're going to start to like, know, and trust me. I may ask them what motivated you to get started. A lot of times, people's family is their motivation, or some type of maybe dire situation they were in, or maybe some type of life experience occurred and spurred them motivated to do that. So now I'm getting them to talk about their motivation, and now I'm getting them to talk about their family perhaps, right? So form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And if I can get a person to divulge 3 out of the 4 within the first 2 minutes, I'm winning. Because how often do people actually take the time nowadays to actually learn about the individuals whom they're conversing with? Usually, at least what my experience has been, I'm at a networking event, I'm at a coffee shop, I'm somewhere. I can't remember the last time somebody formed me. It was always the business card, the brochure, go to my website, buy this, buy that. I cannot remember the last time somebody actually sat down across the table from me or met me somewhere and genuinely just started asking questions about me, right? And I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It will separate you from everyone else because once again, the person is going to start to like, know, and trust you. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And you being willing to just ask simple questions about a person's occupation or their business, right? Even if they're not a business owner, if you talk to someone about their occupation, how they got started and the nature of the work they're doing, what's most exciting and important to them about their career, right? They're going to be happy to talk to you about that because once again, our favorite topic in the world is usually the stuff that the endeavors that we're involved in, right? So once again, I'm going to talk, say, well, I got involved in this business because I want to do something with my family. Oh, great. How many children do you have? What are their ages? Oh, wow. They go to school here. They go to school that. What do they do? Now we can have conversations about children. I may divulge a little information about my children, right? Once again, to develop that rapport. But once again, the person is liking, knowing, and trusting me because I'm genuinely taking an interest in what they're doing. And guess what? They are giving me the fodder. They are giving me the information. They're giving me the data I need, number one, to determine whether or not they're a qualified candidate for whatever it is I may be marketing or sharing in the first place. And they're giving me the data and information I need to know if they are exactly what matters most to them, right? That's why forming people is so absolutely important. Trust me, 90% of the victory is found up front. It's not in the sales tactics and techniques and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the rapport building, the building of trust, of credibility, of respect, like, know, and trusting you, right? And that's why form is so absolutely important. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm sitting across the table from someone or engage in some type of interaction where someone's nearby, we make eye contact, they seem pleasant, I'm going to look to develop a rapport with them. I'm looking to build a relationship. And 99.9% of the time when you're forming someone, eventually the question is going to come back to you, well, what do you do? Now they're giving you permission. You've gotten permission now at this point to talk to them about what you do. And you've bought yourself enough time to do that because you let them talk about themselves, right? And I wouldn't recommend giving someone a dissertation. You need to have your own quick, 1 minute, this is what I do type deal when you're talking to people. I'm gonna actually do that on another training. But, because you want to make sure that you maximize the time that you have together and you don't want to plant the seed in their head at all that you're trying to sell them anything. So, when people typically ask what it is I do, I said I wouldn't do this, I'm doing it anyway, right? I'll respond with, well, look, I'm part of an organization, a business solutions organization, and our goal, our mission is to help over 100,000 households become employers over the next 10 years, right? So that's typically my response in terms of what it is that we do or where we are. And I know that response is designed to, number one, solicit an emotional reaction. That reaction gives me a lot of data about that person. It's designed to pique interest and curiosity because I already know what's coming next. How do you do that? Wow, that's fascinating. How'd you get started with that? Wow, what do you do? How do you help people? That's what you're trying to do. I'm not looking to sell. I'm looking to learn about the person. I'm looking to pique interest. Because now that I've piqued interest, I can either then and there, assuming the person, has given me some type of permissive signals that they're really genuinely interested. I may go a step further and give a little bit more of an overview. Or I definitely know when I follow back up with them, it could be that day, it could be 2 days from then, It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. I promise you, they're going to remember me. And they may not remember. Number one, I would never recommend that follow someone to follow day, the fortunes of the follow-up. But let's say I did. What I do know is that while the person may not remember specifically what I do, they will remember how they felt. They will remember that they like, know, and trust me. So even if we don't conduct business that day, I know that whether it be a month, hell, a year, 2 years from now, I get phone calls all the time from people that I formed. They'll call me about the blue. I'll call them. They'll say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Still doing that thing? They don't even know specifically what the thing is. Are you still doing that thing? You're very helpful. Can I talk to you? You understand? That's what at the end of the day, look, I guess what I want to drive home is the sale is not the bag. The sale is not the bag. The bag is 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 individuals who like, know, and trust you, who believe you to be credible, who believe you to be helpful, who believe that you're a person of value and that you bring value to people's lives, because those people do this. Number one, they become clients of yours, and they become advocates of yours. They become fans of yours, as I've heard Tim Ferriss. I think I said 1,000 fans in Tools of Titans. I think that's where I originally got the idea from years and years and years ago. But advent of social media, instead of 1,000, more like 2,000, 3,000. But the bottom line is you want people who are start raving fans. That's the goal. And everything that I do is to create a situation where a person acknowledges the fact that I'm a person that's worthy of being liked, known, and trusted, that I bring credibility, that I bring value. Because once again, I have the confidence of knowing sooner or later we're going to end up conducting business together. And definitely, and just as exciting to me, is that you are going to be inclined to tell other people about what it is that I do, right? So now that's branding, that's reputation, that's marketing, that's people saying good things about you when you're not in the room. So, learn, form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And if you get that down, that increases the likelihood that you're going to acquire a client. But like I said, that's how you get the real bag. Celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.